So let's not forget that in the backdrop of all of these adjustments, level 1, level 2, is the race between virus and vaccine, vaccines versus the virus. So speaking of that then, in the Western Cape, the Health Department is urging taxi drivers to get a jab. Let's go live now to eNCA's Monique Mortlock, who is giving us the latest information regarding that drive. So Monique, the updates from the President last night and some anecdotal evidence presented by him about the impact of vaccines in as far as hospitalization is concerned, but also juxtaposing that against vaccine hesitancy. Why have the provincial health authorities in that context decided that they would vaccine services so close to the taxi industry?
It's because we've been seeing a plateauing in numbers when it comes to our main vaccine sites across the province, and it's for this reason that officials decided, no, we're not going to just wait for people to come to us. Instead, we're going to bring these vaccine services to the people. And because the taxi industry, especially in Cape Town, plays such a crucial role in the economy of the city and of the province, it carries about 60% of commuters, especially those working class. The officials then decided, let's bring the service to them so that those especially who don't have the time to stop when it's peak hour, so that they can actually just quickly come here and get vaccinated at the taxi rank. And province is going to be, province and the city of Cape Town will be setting up other pop-up sites like this one at different taxi ranks across the province. But let's take a listen to MEC Noma French Mbombo just explaining why they came here specifically.
We have to bring the vaccines to the people because people won't come to the vaccination sites, and also you have to make them accordingly. For example, here at the taxi rank, Cape Town station, we get commuters to and fro. Others are being dropped off, others are getting inside the taxi. They don't have actually time. And also some of them will be waiting. So whilst you can wait, you can just walk there. It doesn't take more than 20 minutes actually to get vaccinated and then come back to the taxi. Just like as we did with the jabs before Joel, we're bringing them to the clubs. We're going to jabs before Holy Joel, we're bringing them to the church sites. So it is similar with the taxi industry.
So, jab before you Joel appears to be part of the mantra in the Western Cape, certainly as far as the officials are concerned. I can see there's a lot of activity behind you there, Monique. How has it been going then at this pop-up vaccination site?
Yes, before I bring in the site manager for this specific site, I'm going to ask my colleague Crescendo Low just to show you it's been surprisingly quite busy. And what the officials have been doing is not only having COVID-19 vaccine, a vaccine drive here, but also other health services. So we have sisters, nurses explaining about other health services that are also available, because they figure we now have taxi drivers, commuters, vendors, security guards. We might as well use the opportunity to get these services to them, to let them know what services are available when it comes to HIV, TB screening, breast cancer awareness. But I'm just going to ask the site manager who's been here quite early, Sister Portia Hudsonberg. Let me just ask you, what was the aim for today, and has that aim been surpassed? How has it been going? From where I've been standing since early this morning, it's been quite busy.
So we've done more than 70 people so far. We brought Johnson & Johnson and we brought Pfizer. We've had people that had the first jab that couldn't make it to a site for the second jab. So we had commuters, we had lots of taxi drivers who actually said they can't make it for the vaccine because they need to make money, they need to be on the road all the time, so they can't go to sites. You know, they need to be early on the road and they get home very late. We also had people working within the CBD. We've got general workers, so we actually had all people from different categories, and to cover actually everybody. We also had 1 or 2 people, that's foreigners, that didn't have the ID, but we covered them because they do have the date of birth and we can capture. But the aim is to cover as most people as we can, because we heard the President said that we would like to cover most of the population and to keep our country safe.
And how many doses did you have for today specifically?
today we normally count the dosages that we've done. So we've done about 60 J&J and we've done about 5 Pfizer. And we got sufficient, we release about 250 mostly. But by most of the sites, we normally make about 100 and something, but they rather give us sufficient dosages just to make sure that if we stay until a certain time, it's covered and everybody's covered, because we don't want to turn anybody away to say we don't have dosages.
Thank you very much. That was the site manager here at the Cape Town Taxi Rank pop-up vaccine site, Sister Portia Hudsonberg, giving an outline of just how many people have been vaccinated so far. And as she mentioned, it's not just taxi drivers, it's been a good mix of some commuters, some workers who have been passing by. A little earlier I heard from a gentleman who works in Parklands, but he lives in Gugulethu, and he says because he works night shift, he hasn't had time to go to a clinic because during the day he's sleeping, and he obviously needs to travel at odd hours, and for him this was perfect, just being able to, when he arrived at this taxi rank, quickly popping in before heading back home to Gugulethu.
Yeah, I love that story, Monique, and I loved hearing from the site manager there, simply because these are people that we would have lumped together and said, oh, these are anti-vaxxers and there's vaccine hesitancy, they just don't want to take responsibility, etc., etc. But they have specific reasons, and once those reasons are addressed, they show up and get vaccinated. eNCA's Monique Mortlock out in Cape Town there at the taxi rank. And also importantly, the site manager, they're pointing out about the vaccination of foreign nationals in South Africa. That was part of President Ramaphosa's message last night to say everyone needs to get vaccinated at this point. So I hope the site managers across the country know that even foreign nationals are supposed to get vaccinated. And also